So my very favorite holiday is right around the corner, and that's Halloween. Now I know what you're thinking. Cassie, it's only September. Y'all, it is never too early to start when it's your favorite holiday. And I just finished off making a really eloquent eyeball-themed necklace. And it was super fun and really easy to make, so I thought I would share all the steps with you. The first thing you're going to need is to get some wooden balls, I guess, for whatever jewelry making. Beads, that's what the word I'm looking for. And then a skewer stick helps, as well as some acrylic paint. Now, I knew that I wanted these eyes to be completely white, but just sitting and painting each one white seemed like kind of a drag. So what I did was I took some water and then just a little bit, like there's only maybe a quarter of an inch of water in that dish, and some acrylic paint, mixed it together to kind of make like a really thick buttermilk consistency slurry before rolling those beads around in there and then letting them dry on the dowel rod. It's important that they don't touch when they're on the dowel rod, otherwise they may stick together. Once all of those were complete, I was ready to start drawing on the eyes. Now, I could have painted this part, but I thought it would be a lot easier to use paint pens. The brand I'm using is Posca. So what I decided to do was draw a circle. I did green eyes and I did blue eyes, and I did that because even though I wanted some brown eyes, I had a light blue and a dark blue, and a light green and a dark green, and that came in really handy when I was creating the iris or the colorful part of the eye. I decided to make them double-sided so that if the necklace gets kind of flipped around, you'll be able to see more eyes. More eyes will be on you. I think that's what I was hoping would happen. I almost wonder if I should have done it on 4 different sides. Regardless, I only did it on 2. So next up, once that was dry, and the paint pens, they dry pretty quickly, I then used a darker value both for green and blue eyes, and I did an outline. And then I did these little lines, kind of like bicycle spoke lines that were going toward the center of the eye. And you don't have to worry about those looking pretty or perfect. My circles were all sorts of wonky. My lines were all kinds of crooked. It don't matter. Once it all is slapped together on a necklace, nobody's going to get that close to check them out. And if they are getting that close, they need to get out of your personal space. What in the world's wrong with them? So now that that's all finished, I thought I could use a Sharpie for the pupil. That would have really made my life so much easier. And I didn't have a black paint pen. It totally didn't work to use a Sharpie, which meant that I did have to paint it. Now that was a little bit of a drag. So if I were going to do it all over again, what I would recommend to you is maybe use something small like a Q-tip, or even something with a smaller point to it to dip into the paint and then just act as a stamp. Perhaps even the back of that wooden skewer would have worked. Once the pupils that I'm painting on the left were dry, I was able to use my paint pen. I did have a white one to make a highlight for the eye, and that really makes the eyes, I think, come to life. Then I wanted to make them look a little bit bloodshot, so I used a red paint marker and I kind of drew like a wavy letter Y. The opening of the Y began at the iris, and then I kind of dragged a wavy line back to the hole that was in the bead. Now you have to work on these beads kind of in batches and making sure that everything is dry before moving on to the next step. Something I noticed was that the eyes looked a little bit dry, and what makes them look more realistic is that really glossy look. So I got some very shiny Mod Podge and used a flat brush, keeping the eyeballs on a skewer to do that. Now, hot tip. When you're doing this step, you don't want to wipe your brush back and forth because it will reactivate the paint and cause your eyeballs to smear. That was something I learned the hard way. So one swipe of the gloss will do. If you want to give it another coat to make it extra shiny, let it dry thoroughly, and then you'll be able to easily add more Mod Podge. Once everything was dry, and this took, I think, overnight because Mod Podge is kind of sticky, I did go to the store and found on the clearance rack a whole bunch of different colors of beads. That necklace on the left is one that I created when I wrote my clay book called Clay Lab for Kids. Those little charms are made out of polymer or Sculpey clay. And the reason I got it out is because it was made the same way with elastic string, which you see here. And I wanted to check the measurement because I really liked the length of that necklace. I found that the plates in my cabinet were actually the same width as that necklace. So I used a plate in my cabinet to kind of organize the beads, see what I liked. So those beads that you see there that are orange, purple, and white, those are all the ones I happened to find at the craft store. And once I had my necklace laid out the way that I wanted it to look, I went ahead and used my elastic string to thread all of the beads together. It's the same way I also made the painted necklace on the right, which I made years ago. But again, I always like using this elastic string because honestly, I'm lazy and I don't want to work with a bunch of jewelry findings and I don't want to work with like the little jewelry tools. I just want to be able to slap it on a necklace like a candy necklace style and then be able to pull it over my head and wear it. Anyway, that's how I went about making my eyeball necklace. Thanks for joining me, guys. Toodles!